Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 1135 to reauthorize the Historically Black Colleges and Universities Historic Preservation Program. I am so grateful to Congressman Clyburn for his leadership over the years to strengthen and protect the Historic Preservation Program on behalf of our nation's HBCUs. He has been a tireless advocate on behalf of historic preservation on HBCUs, and I am honored today to join him in this effort. He has worked tirelessly during his time in Congress to preserve and protect our nation's historic treasures and the legacies of those who came before us. Many of us have HBCUs in our district, and they represent steep history of student activism in the civil rights movement. Many of the buildings, sites, and historic records that exist on these campuses have existed for over a century and a half. In 1998, as a matter of fact, the GAO found that there were 712 historic buildings and sites on HBCU campuses. If we do not do more to protect and preserve the vestiges that remain, we will surely lose this important history. Tuskegee University is one university in my home state of Alabama, where Booker T. Washington and George Washington Carver and the Tuskegee Airmen all made their place in our nation's history. Stillman College, Selma University, Concordia College, Miles College, Talladega College, Alabama A&M, and Alabama State University, where my mother and my father graduated from, are historically black colleges in the state of Alabama. At Talladega College, these funds were used to restore Foster Hall, which was erected for girls and teachers in 1869 and is the oldest dorm on that campus. This program has helped so many HBCUs in my state. The buildings were nearly destroyed 5 years ago, but the funds from the historic program were used to restore the buildings on Talladega's campus. When I think about my own district, the 7th Congressional District of Alabama, Miles College in Birmingham, students were leaders in the civil rights movement and led a selective buying campaign at local department stores and major retailers in 1963. Congress has recognized that we have a responsibility to be stewards of these great national resources since we first enacted grants to HBCUs for historic preservation in 1996. The program was then expanded in 2003, thanks to Mr. Clyburn and others. Historical buildings and sites at more than 60 HBCUs have benefited. If we continue making investments in this program, we can meet the dire historic preservation and restoration needs that remain at these threatened sites. We must not only know our history, but we must also protect our history. Mr. Speaker, I strongly urge my colleagues to continue this important work by voting for this bill today to reauthorize the HBCU Historic Preservation Program through 2024. Thank you, and I yield back the balance of my time.